Hi! Don't normally voice for these, but someone said I probably should, and I agreed, so I'm just quickly showing off what I've been working on in Unreal. Just grab the game and move it into the view. So, this is just simply the main menu. It's actually my first chance to actually make something pretty. I've just been kind of working on movement controls and some animation stuff up until this point, but this actually gave me a chance to make my own assets. A lot of the trees were done in speed tree. This crystal here was a bit of a interesting one, surprisingly pretty good topology. This little plinth was made by someone who's working with me. There was actually there's bits and bobs and there's a few assets from the that's in the Unreal thing. So we've got our buttons working. That obviously quit there. Options, tons of resolutions, and that's first things first. I mean, scroll up and down, but first things first, let's go to a bit of a better resolution. Seems fun to make. Very faintly see that this crystal just sort of changes colour. I'm thinking of maybe changing the intensity, because it's like you can sort of see it go like really faint and then really kind of deep, like a slow pulse. And I think maybe it's a bit too subtle. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, really, this mana crystal, I wanted to sort of add a bit more of an arc effect. Actually, I might lower the smoke on that. It's a bit intense still. So we've got all this going here. It's like little dust motes in the background. And so all our buttons working, all nice and good. And, oh, that's something we need to look at later. So we've got our character select slots. Now just sort of put it in 10 as an example. I didn't want it to cover the pin, so I thought 5 was a pretty nice number, and then you scroll down and then it didn't cover some of the main set pieces. I mean, I'll eventually have like the game title up here, which I don't really want to talk about right now. And then this goes to the test room. I want to click on shift. I'm going to click on nice. Yay! So let's play that again. Throw that here. Option, resolution. I mean, obviously, it's sort of going to have to even tiny deep monitors, but I can't read a fucking thing. So back up here, resolution, go away. Also, the sound effects. That's fun. Buttons have a sort of pressed in effect, highlight effect. I think this is a bit slower than usual, probably because it's deloading this whole scene here. Probably place for a loading screen, I guess. Quite slow. I mean, this seems quite a detailed one. So what we've got so far, first thing I worked on was in and out, sort of first person, second, third person toggle. I plan to work a bit more on that later. These animations are some I purchased from a mocap studio online, just because it's like walking, running, and so forth. I do want to make some of my own animations, but for some of the generic stuff, I wanted to I wanted some good framework to sort of play with. So we got running, got a toggle between walking, sort of a brisk walk, a bit of a jog. It's mostly roleplay purposes, really. I mean, these walks don't really have much of a function. I suppose if we implement stealth elements later, it'll be sort of good to play around the sound. But then again, you can also crouch for that. And we've got our sprint, and up in the corner there you can see the stamina works. Stamina works while jumping. I can't jump in the air. Can't jump when I've got less than 10 stamina, which is the current cost. Might change that later. You can see your body while in first person. Can't really do much of that. So obviously, you can crouch. Eventually, I want to have a. That animation's a bit janky. Not biggest fan of that one, actually, but eventually I'm going to sort of swap that around, because I want to have sort of a load. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to turn this into more of a crawl, and then use this crouching animation for this. So when you're crouching, you're going a bit faster, and the crawl will allow you to sort of. So I mean, if you want to just sort of crouch and just get by, and then you crawl, you can probably get a bit lower without going prone. Now you go from crouch, you can go to prone, and the hitboxes have been adjusted accordingly. I had to mess around with the Unreal capsule. And then the relative position, because it's not sort of the best system, but I don't have any side-to-side animation for the prone yet, but you can see hands crawling in here. I can go all the way under here. It doesn't, I mean, if I zoom out, it doesn't quite, not ideal, but I mean, a lot of this has been experimental. I'm learning as I go. I decided when I started all this to basically, I did a bit of university, did a bit of, I did little bits of mod work here and there. I mod almost every game I touch. Worked with the Neverwinter Nights toolset for years, but that was just putting assets in an environment. Made a massive module on it and everything, but it was very limiting. So I decided when I started this project, I don't know anything. Start again. I mean, I'm completely terrified of programming, but blueprints have been sort of I mean, I did a bit in university, but not the greatest. But seeing it all in a visual format of blueprints has been very, very helpful to sort of understand it all. And plus, I mean, you know, understanding a bit about programming helped me approach blueprints a lot better, of course. But it's all been a learning experience and figuring out as I go. This is actually my first second rebuild of it, because I built all the movement mechanics in when I was sort of figuring out the very bare bones basics of Unreal. And then I was looking at it and I was thinking I could do this much more cleaner, more efficiently, better. So I knocked it all. I started completely again. The work that took me about 2 weeks, I did in about a day, and much better. But you know, that's the whole learning process. I'm just going to run around while I'm actually doing stuff, so I can do it more visually. But so I'm quite happy with it. The next thing I'll be working on will be the character customization, which means I have to dive right into organic modelling, of course, which is not my strongest area, but then nothing really is. The thing is, this is the game I want to make. I've wanted to make this English. I've wanted to make this game for years, so fuck it, I'm just doing it, and that's that then. Not much really else to say, but I mean, it's I suppose sort of first build I'm going for is a roleplay ready build. So character customization, I've got an inventory to throw in. I've already got some of my later build stuff done, like skills and leveling up and stuff like that's already in. It's just the bare bones basic. I just want to, but yeah. So I just need to focus on character customization next, which is a big hurdle, followed by an even bigger hurdle of getting this all to function online to a server I'm going to host. And then I've got to go over all my documentation, all my work, and get this all ready for sort of more public sort of early access release sort of thing through Patreon, hopefully. Because I mean, I love doing this, and I'm going to do this regardless. But it's kind of need a bit of an income going as well. So, yeah, that's that. Bye! Fuck, didn't press the button.